Hello and welcome to week 3 of NFL Gamepicks. We got 1, 2, 3 right here. Hell yeah. Man, oh man, it is good to be back here on the set with you boys.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long hiatus. I was gone for like 8 days. And I was in Hawaii and it was quite fun. It was really a lot of exploration and just, seeing sightseeing and then seeing the beaches mostly. Like me and my girlfriend really like the beaches, so like that was just like our cup of tea when it came to that type of stuff. But watching the Dolphins week 1 there was absolutely awful. Waking up at 7 a.m., I'm sitting there with my laptop on my bed. She's sleeping, and I'm just like, and then she finally woke up in the second half, and I was like,
I heard the Dolphins in Hawaii are awesome, bro, but I don't know about the Dolphins in Miami, bro. Like, I heard you can swim with the Dolphins in Hawaii.
Oh,
like,
man.
I would have went there like, hell yeah, these Dolphins are awesome. No, not the Dolphins in Miami, bro. They look like shit.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
brother.
if they would have won that day, I would have like done some like dolphin like
Oh,
cruise
bro,
or
you should
something.
have
That would've
definitely
been
freaking
hilarious.
swam with dolphins and just started making the noises and shit.
Oh man, that would have been really good. But back to week 2 now. Dolphins actually showed up and played a decent game against the New England Patriots, and like can't be too mad about it. It was a back and forth game there in the end of the game, and they tried their best, and the Patriots got the better of them. Like it's crazy the fact that like we have a big punt return for a touchdown, and then the ensuing kickoff,
Literally
they take
back-to-back
it back.
plays.
Yeah,
Sick.
that was brutal. Like. And then the chance stepping out en route to the going into the end zone when like in the field it was called a touchdown, but then they look back, obviously stepped out. So, those are things you just kind of got to eat as a fan. Came up short, and this week, a short week, Thursday Night Football against the Bills. We'll talk about that more later. Who wants to go next?
Chris, go for it. Why not? Let's go.
Let's get it out.
From worst to worst.
We got to work our way up.
It's just the same vicious cycle we keep going on where we get our hopes up, new coach, new quarterback. This is like the third iteration. This is like year 4 of this rebuild. It sucks. I was down bad week 1. Didn't think it could get much worse, and it really did. By a lot. And, like, not to mention, that was, like, the longest game of all time. Like, the Giants game went to overtime, went to zeros, and we're still playing. I don't know how that happened, but it was literally torture. I'm the only Bears fan in this bar just watching it with some of my buddies, and it was awful.
Oh, man.
We lost by 30. There's no hope. Fire everybody. I don't know. Sell the team.
Already?
I don't know what to do, bro. Well, I still have faith in the coach, but I'm out on polls. Like,
yeah,
all these draft picks haven't done anything. Tight end, nothing. Wide receiver we drafted, 1 catch, 5 yards. 2 defensive players we've taken in the second round last 2 years, scratch, did not play. It's just, it sucks,
Jalen
bro.
Johnson out for the year now.
Is he out for the year?
Yeah.
That's news to me. I've been busy, but damn, that sucks. See, thought it couldn't get any worse. Our best player.
Bro.
Jesus.
Sorry, man.
That's something there.
Yeah, I think you just took out Chris on that one. That was a tough blow.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's I feel you, but at the same time, like I gotta say it's bad for Chris, man. It's bad for Chris too.
It sucks, bro. And it's like I can't even be excited about the NBA because we're gonna be awful too. So it's never ends, dude. I hate it. I literally was yelling at my mom because she had me born in Chicago, bro. Like I could have been born anywhere, and we live there, and that's why I like these teams. Could have been born a little out to the side, gone to Indy. You'd get a little chip. Maybe up to Milwaukee is looking pretty sick there these days.
Let's take it to Milwaukee.
I don't
Joey,
know.
what do we got?
Man, you know what, bro? I really wanted to go into the season just thinking that, maybe it just will be just another year of, easy the expectations with Love and the offense and everything. But, man, after this Parsons thing, it's just hard not to think that we're going to the freaking Super Bowl, man. I love this team. Like, this freaking team gets to the quarterback. The corners are playing great. The offense is awesome. Jordan Love is freaking slinging that thing. It's so fun to watch. Like, through 2 weeks, I couldn't imagine us going 2-0, but here we are against these great teams. Micah Parsons is clearly an impact player on this team. He's helping everybody get to the quarterback. They've had 4 sacks in both of their games, so 8 sacks on the season. Keyshawn Nixon, I'm sorry for hating on you, dude. You freaking played a great game against Washington. Just keep it up. But yeah, lots of love right now in Green Bay. But it's week 2. Time to temper expectations. just keep it week to week and got to stay healthy. But they look freaking good right now, man.
All right, well, you are the leader on our leaderboard right now. You almost had a perfect
Damn
week last
right.
week. So run us through what happened last week. What was your record last week?
27-5. I don't even know what was the team that burned me, man?
I don't know.
15-1. Hold on, I gotta check this out.
Check that out. Well, while Joey does that, Joey is on top of the leaderboard. He went 15-1 last week. Almost had a nearly perfect week. Once we find out, that's going to be a big time one.
Yeah, I gotta
but
see.
27-5 on the season. Shout out Joey. He's balling out. Hecty, always coming to play right now. He's at 26-6 on the season and 13-3 last week. And then we got Ray C, top 3 with 12-4, and then went 26-6 on the season so far. Moving down the list, I went 12-4 last week. I got burned. Okay, I panicked. I picked the 49ers, and then I realized they had a boatload of injuries, and I'm like, oh, this is the Saints game to win. They're like, if there's a game for the Saints to win, it's this one, and they lost that one. So I got burned there. I could have gone 13-3. It is what it is. I switched up last minute, and it really burned me. What was the team that got you?
The one team that beat me was the Denver Broncos, who I've said numerous times is one of the most boring teams to watch. Screw you, Denver. I'm glad you took a loss because you screwed me there, but you deserve it because I hate you anyway.
Man, yeah, we're gonna talk about that game specifically because that was a equestrian game there. And then Chris, where we have you at?
I think I'm at like fifth on the leaderboard. Down there.
You're.
I went 11-5 last week. It's not terrible. I'll be doing a lot better after I stop picking the freaking Bears every week.
Yeah.
So that'll be another win in my column. So we'll see. You know, I'm lurking. I'm lurking.
Yeah. Chris Wright is lurking around the corner. He's 20-12 on the year. Once he probably gets those Bears picks out of the way, then we'll probably have a little bit more of a winning record there. But one game is not bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get straight into the action. We have Thursday night football. We have my Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. And, man, this one is not looking good for the Fins. Right now, they are a 12-point underdog on the road. And, if I'm a betting man, I would take those points. I would take those points because I feel that's just the optimist in me. But I'm still going to rock with the Fins.
Oh, no.
I want to see the Fins win. I know the speculation out there is Dolphins are going to lose and they're going to fire McDaniel at this and that after this game. Like, if they lose, don't let that guy on the freaking bus. Like, that's it. It's over, right? 0-3 start.
Really? Just like that?
Just like that?
Dude,
just like that?
can.
Because the Colts game, you didn't even show up. You didn't even get off the bus until the fourth quarter. And, like, by that point, you're shut out.
What week is your bye?
12.
Yeah,
it's after week 11.
That's too long to let it ride.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't let it ride to the bye. This is the mini bye right now. We have Thursday night football.
The 10-day bye.
And then we play on Monday night against the Jets the following week. So you have the longest possible tenure without having a bye. So this, like, all Dolphin fans are looking at this point in time that this is the move. It is what it is. If it happens, it happens. I'm not for it and I'm not against it. Like, I just want Dolphins to win, man.
Yeah.
And getting a win in Buffalo, the last game in the old Highmark Stadium would be so freaking cool. Do I think it's actually going to happen? Probably not, but got to pick with my heart, and I got to go with the Fins here, but what do you guys got?
I can't do it. Give me the home team. Give me the Bills. Give me Josh Allen. For reasons I probably don't even need to explain. They're just a better football team. Miami showed some life last week. I will say they looked a little bit better. That Achane run that got called back was heartbreaking, I'm sure. It was but that being said, I don't think they're a very good football team. I said that going into this year. I'm not a hater, just that's how I see it. We watched them in training camp. They didn't look great to me out there either. But I'm just going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills.
Dude, in the game, Willie Gay made like a big time play, and I was just like, Willie Gay!
Yeah.
I was just like, I thought of Chris, like when all three of us went to the training camp, I was just like, Willie Gay!
Yeah, he was the highlight of training camp.
Yeah.
For sure.
By far.
It just, what sucks, man, is when the whole entire offseason we're like, everybody hates each other, the whole entire team's in shambles, nobody knows what they're doing. And then, like, the Dolphins faithful, and, like, maybe the NFL fan base is like, well, maybe they'll go out there and put it together. And all of what we thought is true. Like, it's a complete dumpster fire. They need to blow the thing up. McDaniel's going to be the freaking first one to go in this whole thing because you can. You can't cut to a midseason. You can't do anything with them. You're going to have to live with this. Then it's going to be Tyreek, and then it's a whole thing that the Dolphins are going to go through. The Bills, they have just found ways to win recently. Like, the past couple years, they're just winners. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe how they came back in the week ones, which we didn't talk about, like the whole week one win. I don't know how they came back. They just find ways to win. And then, I mean, they beat up on the Jets, who've been their little brother, forever with Josh Allen as the QB. But they just find ways to win. And, like, I don't even think this is a game that they need to find a way to win. It's just going to, honestly, this is a game that they're going to have to find a way to lose if the Dolphins are going to have to find a way to win, because Buffalo's winning this game, no doubt. If they lose this game, something catastrophic would have to happen that I do not even want to spit up in the air and say.
Yeah, one last thing. Yeah, like, I agree, man. Like, this is Buffalo's games to lose. Like, the Dolphins, like, yes, they're going to show one of two signs. Either you're not going to see that team come out at all, and, like, they're just not going to be there for Mike McDaniel, and they're going to be like, all right, bye, see you later. They know he's getting canned after this game if they lose. Or you're going to see a team that's like, all right, like, we actually really like this guy, and we haven't been putting it all together. And if the Dolphins lose within one possession, I think Mike McDaniel lives to see another day.
If the Dolphins win this game, we're talking about the Dolphins as a team in a completely different light.
Yeah.
Completely different. This game is almost as big as a playoff game for you guys.
Pretty much, yeah. The playoffs are now.
This decides everything for going forward. Like, you get this win on the road, like you said, last game in the division in this stadium. I mean, you guys haven't beaten the Bills. What's it, like 0-6 versus Josh Allen or something like that? Yeah, it's been very bad as of late. What this would do for the confidence of the team is through the roof. It's a lot of what ifs, but like the reality is, we kind of know what's like. It's almost like Thanos, like it's inevitable, you know.
Yeah. Well, Joey, take us to the next game. First game of Sunday slate.
So we got the red hot Atlanta Falcons. Actually, they're really good. They're in a lot of people's top 10 teams in the NFL right now. Traveling to Carolina, who is awful again. This is the first game of the 1 o'clock window. This game screams 1 o'clock on a Sunday. Give me the Atlanta Falcons here, man. I like what Bijan Robinson's doing, or Bijan, sorry, excuse me. I think they're really a good football team right now. They did have like a really rocky loss to the Buccaneers in week 1, but it was a really competitive game.
It was.
For the entire game. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Buccaneers, and we'll talk to them here in a little bit, but every game they play comes down to the last tick on the clock, and it's just really crazy. So, I don't know. They've been fun to watch, but so the Atlanta Falcons. Give me them. The Panthers are just really bad. I don't have a lot of good things to say about them.
I don't know if I'm taking the Falcons. They're up there for me as a decent team to watch, but I haven't been super impressed by the offense. I think the defense pretty much won that game for them last week. I'm going to take the Panthers at home just based off of, I think, Bryce Young is currently better than Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr. has only thrown 1 touchdown this year.
Yeah.
He did not throw one last week. It was Bijan Robinson and I think a bunch of field goals. Mm-hmm. And I think defense might have scored, but I'm not super confident in him. He's going on the road. I think Bryce Young ends up getting one of his very few wins he will ever have in his career.
Okay, wow, right on.
Oh, man.
That's a compliment at its finest right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the definition. That's great.
Man, that's a tough pill to swallow because I'm going with the Falcons as well as Joey because, man, like, there's so much youth and potential with that Falcons offense. And, like, something's got to give. I know what you said about Penix. Like, he hasn't thrown more than 1 touchdown this season so far, and we're already in week 2. Like, what's the hesitation? What's the holdup? I do think it's also in part to the complementary running game with Robinson, just because that dude is the running back of the future of the NFL right now. Say what you want about any other guy. Say you want to say the faces Christian McCaffrey and running backs, sure. But this guy is going to be the future. He's going to be the guy who's going to take us into that next generation of running backs. So the Falcons would be stupid not to be like, all right, you're just getting the rock. You're getting the rock, and you're going to be complimentary to Penix. But, yeah, I think there's too much on that offensive unit to not go with that team in this situation.
I will say this, though. If he does ball out and potentially throw, like, let's say 5 touchdowns against a kind of bad Panthers team whose defense isn't very good, Kirk Cousins probably gets traded to the Bengals, right?
Probably.
Oh,
Well,
bro.
speaking of that, take us to that game, Chris.
That's why I brought it up, because Cincinnati Bengals are in need of a new quarterback, and they're going to the team that the Falcons just beat, actually, the Minnesota Vikings, where J.J. McCarthy looked really bad. What, honestly, Kirk Cousins going back there would be kind of cool with a little homecoming. I don't think they would do that just yet. But since he might take a flyer on Cousins, I don't know. I kind of want to see Jameis go to the Bengals. I think that would be sick. With all those weapons, it would be kind of like when he was at Tampa and was 30 for 30. I mean, that might be enough to keep the Bengals in it long enough for Toe Burrow to come back.
Toe Joe.
So we'll see. I just want to point out I had the same injury and I'm still going to work. Just throwing that out there. I really don't know how to pick this game though. I've kind of danced around it and avoided it. I usually rock with home teams. Yeah, because Jake Browning did not look very good. So I'm gonna say bounce back week for JJ.
JJ's out.
I'm gonna say
Carson
bounce.
Wentz.
Then definitely give me the Vikings. I have not been watching our shows at work.
It's all good because
I've been out of the loop. I've been at Disney a little bit, and you miss football, but jeez, all right, give me the Vikings and get me off camera.
I got you, brother. Yeah, so both quarterbacks are out. Both starting quarterbacks are out. This is the first time since like the 90s that two backup QBs are starting in a week 3 game against one another. So, really historic game here. And, you kind of got to err to the side of experience with Carson Wentz. But, man, like, I really like that Bengals offense. And it makes it hard to be like, oh, you definitely got to go with the Vikings. Because isn't Aaron Jones also a little banged up? If
He's
I'm
on
not
the
mistaken?
IR now.
He's on IR? Oh, then that makes my pick solidified.
Jake Browning was terrible.
No, he wasn't, bro.
Give me the Bengals. Give me the
Nah,
Bengals.
He's in there, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He looked good on the last drive.
Listen, bro, like Jake Browning, he didn't just walk up off the couch and just walk into the Bengals this offseason. Like, he's been in there for a little bit, you know. He's had to come in, and Burrow's always been hurt, so he's kind of been having to, like, come in and, do his thing a little bit. I suspect him to do it this week, too. I'm getting the Bengals. Did he?
3 interceptions.
All right, he played like ass. All right, he played like ass. I don't know what you. They got the W though. I mean,
he did lead a comeback.
They can attest that to Jordan Battle though. He got the game-winning interception again, or one of them. Yeah, he said leading the league in interceptions too through 2 weeks. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm going with the Bengals, man. I'm listen. Vikings can do this too. Like this is a game that this is really 50-50 shot here because. Obviously, the duel of the backup quarterbacks, but Carson Wentz also isn't a slouch either, man. And they got weapons galore over there in Minnesota with, Justin Jefferson and Cam Akers they just brought up. So, like, I don't know. Like, the offense isn't terrible. Like, and it's going to be cool to see, I guess, who has the better game, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson.
That's what I was just about to bring up, yeah.
Did you watch this game at all?
What, the Bengals game? Bengals-Jags? Yeah, I watched it.
Because they probably shouldn't have even have won this game because Travis Hunter had a bullshit penalty PR called on him that everyone's agreeing on was a terrible call.
Yeah, I didn't watch, what it came
he
down
locked
to.
him out. He locked him down, and they called PI, so that's pretty much how they won the game. So I don't even think they should have won the game last week. Just throwing that out there.
The Bengals got to be the worst 2-0 team of all time, right? Like,
well, Joe Burrow's healthy.
Even bro, like last week, coming into this match, it was like, holy shit! Like they didn't look good.
Yeah, they were my pick week
bro.
1,
like,
and I sweated.
They won
that
by
out.
1 point to the Browns,
yeah.
who got 40-piece done by the Ravens. So like,
true.
I don't know. It's not a week-to-week league, but like, yeah, we'll see what happens.
I think that will attest to like how the Bengals were going like into the end of last year, like surged at the most inopportune time, like became one of the best teams in football at the very end. The defense was still kind of trash, and like the defense looking better. They're limiting opponents, but they're not smothering people. And also the offense isn't firing at all cylinders where they're putting up 30-plus points a game. So that's where the carryover hasn't happened yet. That's where the shift has happened on the defense side of the ball, and the offense has taken aggression It's going to regress a little more without Joe Burrow there. But I have a little faith in Jake Browning in this game. But let's see moving forward how he does after this one.
Yeah.
But we got a big game right here for Mr. Joey. What do we got?
Man. We got the Green Bay Packers with their first road game of the year going to Cleveland to play against the Browns. Listen, man, give me the Packers. We look freaking great. It's really hard not to say that. I'm trying to temper expectations, but this team looks really, really, really good. They're really fun to watch. Micah Parsons has been an absolute game wrecker. Jordan Love is, I guess, in contention for MVP. He's been playing pretty good football, but it's only been 2 weeks. If Josh Jacobs gets in the end zone, he ties LT's record for consecutive games with a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I believe it would be 14 games in a row with a touchdown, with a rushing touchdown. So
They're
shout out to
definitely
Josh
gonna try to
Jacobs.
get it.
Hopefully he gets in the end zone. Yeah, this offense is looking great. Like, if we don't win this game, there's got to be some serious problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to walk away with this one with at least like I don't want to say a statement W, but you can't this it's almost like a college game where like you kind of don't want the win to be close. You kind of want to
I think
run the score up.
you're kind of hoping that this one's over by the fourth.
Exactly.
And you're playing a lot
With
of your
Malik Willis,
reserves.
yeah.
Because you guys have been having a couple injuries here and there, but look,
Mhm.
the Packers are good. I'm taking the Packers. They look like probably the best team right now, arguably. Top 5 easily. Most people would agree. And they're only probably going to get better as time goes on. I think this Cleveland Browns team is not very good. They don't put up a lot of points, and all the Packers have been doing is scoring points and scoring touchdowns. So give me the Packers. Don't love to pick them, but that's what I got to go with.
Nah, I mean, you can't be at fault for picking the Packers here, like in Chris's terms, because it's like they've been undeniably one of the better teams in football right now. You guys played a really good game against the Lions and really like kind of put all the rumors or like doubts to bed. Like after that week 1 performance, I'm like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. And like my serious doubts heading into that week 1 game was the health of Parsons. He's played both games.
He's off the injury report.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, like limited snaps for sure, but like they're playing him smart and the defense is coming to and they're looking really good. I'm gonna go with the Packers in this one. The Browns will be wearing their brown out uniform, like the brown helmet and everything. So this is a big game for the Browns, but the Packers are gonna show up into town.
Like shit.
Pretty much, they're gonna look like a bunch of metal.
It's gonna be like we're wearing our white uniforms. It's gonna be like toilet paper wiping all this shit. It would be the yellow pants and a little piss in there. Sorry,
it would have been really cool
gross.
if you guys wore the Queso Blancos for this game
Oh,
too, right?
dude,
So
yeah, right,
you could've
yeah,
done that.
that would have been cool.
Chips and dip.
Yeah.
There you go, man. Alrighty, so I'm gonna take us to the next game here. We have the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Texans are 0-2, and it's coming to a shock for some people. You know, a lot of people with CJ Stroud's sophomore slump last year. Everyone's like, all right, he's gonna bounce back this year, and they haven't produced in terms of getting a win. They were in a really tight contested game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. What a game. That was interesting to see.
That was good.
Some people are saying that the Buccaneers defense, not that necessarily let Chubb go in and score late there, but they're like, you know, if he got that lane, like they were just like, all right, he's going to score and he's going to get in the end zone. But speaking of getting in the end zone, I think Nico Collins needs to get in the end zone more for my fantasy teams. So Nico, please get in the end zone and help the Texans get their first win of the season. Jaguars, I'm not big on them. My big thing with the Jaguars this year is just seeing how Travis Hunter plays, and that's pretty much the end-all, be-all of what my interest with this Jacksonville Jaguars team is. See how Cohen and his offense translates to Trevor Lawrence and his progression, but I haven't seen too much for me to like really divulge. But if you guys want to talk more on the Jaguars, go ahead.
There was that one play with the Jags where Trevor was waving off Cohen, you know, and they were screaming at each other, and I'm just like, holy shit, man! I didn't even realize that like how big of problems that they had, or that Trevor was, or you know, all of this stuff. The Jags are just a team that like I don't pay attention to. Just being honest, I don't. Like, I'll watch them whenever they're on prime time if they play their Thursday night game or whatnot, or if they're playing against a really good team, I'll tune in. But the Jags are another team that are like the Broncos to me. They're just naturally boring to me. And everyone's saying that Trevor Lawrence is as bad as he is. I'm like, oh, is he really that bad? Then I watched the first half of that Bengals game. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's pretty fucking bad. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on over there in Jacksonville. I think that, the Travis Hunter pick was just kind of, I feel like it was their way of kind of winning over their fan base again, just to kind of get a fan favorite pick in there. And they don't really know what else they're doing in that organization, which is kind of sad because it was kind of fun whenever they were competitive, with the whole Duval thing. And I don't know. It's a little disappointing, but the Texans are also a disappointing team too. C.J. Stroud's not living up to expectations. The whole entire offense isn't. Granted, they could have gotten a win, like you said, against the Buccaneers, but they did not, and they're 0-2. I think they get their first win of the season here, and that hasn't been good for old C.J. Stroud in his third year.
Well, I really don't want to clean sweep this, especially Jags being at home. But I'm going to take the Texans. I think there is trouble in paradise with what you just mentioned. I think Brian Thomas Jr. forgot how to catch the ball, which is crazy. He's alligator arming everything. I think he's afraid to get hit. I'm not really sure what's going on there. They just traded Tank Bigsby, and I have Tootin in a lot of my leagues, so I'm rooting for Tootin for sure. But I'm not a Jags fan. I'm not a Jags fan. I was a Blake Bortles fan, and honestly, the fact that Trevor Lawrence is so much worse than Blake Bortles,
That's sad.
Honestly, it's sad, but I'm kind of happy about it that he's not outdoing my boy, and like he had all this hype. But honestly, I don't know what's going on there. I don't have confidence in the Jaguars, so I can't take them. The spread's -2, which tells you that most people are betting on the Texans. I think it's a big bounce back week for Stroud, who's looked really bad. The whole offense has been bad. They can't run the ball either. So, But with that being said, I'll take us to the next game. We got the Indianapolis Colts playing the Tennessee Titans. Colts have been really good. I'm going to just go ahead and pick the Colts right now. Tennessee Titans look kind of bad, although Cam Ward did throw one of the craziest touchdowns you'll probably see all year. Just totally across the field.
Hey, I know you just watched it, so I'm going to give you a Major League reference. Nice play. Never fucking do it again.
That's exactly what the coach said. Yeah. That's literally what the coach probably told him. Hey, even though you made the throw, don't ever make the throw again. Yeah. I'm going to take the Colts. They've shocked a lot of people, and they're 2-0. I think Daniel Jones is, like, second in the league in passing right now. He's looked great. They were like, if Daniel Jones can be decent or good, they'll make the playoffs. But what if he's really freaking good? And he's been really good. So has JT, which I'm sure Joey knows because he loves that guy. But I'm going to take the Colts for sure.
I do love me some Jonathan Taylor. But you know what I do love? I'm really loving the new nickname for Daniel Jones. Shout out to Indiana Jones, man. You're firing that thing. You got cracking that whip, boy. Hell yeah, I love it. He's firing that shit. I love it, dude. Indianapolis is freaking on fire right now. Daniel Jones is doing really well for them. I'm going with the Colts here, man. Shout out to Indiana Jones.
Oh, man. No, dude, I got to agree with you guys. After seeing it, like, firsthand that the Colts are pretty legit. Indiana Jones is legit. Danny Dimes, I mean, freaking. I thought it was just like a fluke game one against the Dolphins, but then, like, you face what we're saying is a formidable opponent in the Broncos who made the playoffs last year, right? Like, that's the expectation going into this year. You got to have that type of vibe. They played really well. Danny Dimes, I mean, they haven't punted the ball.
Yeah.
The punter highlights is literally him holding the ball for the freaking kickoffs, for the field goals.
I think they went to punt, and the receiving team had a penalty, which called it back, so they still haven't punted.
Really?
What?
It was us.
Yeah.
Matthew Judon freaking tackled the punter.
Oh, yeah. So it's first time it's in the Super Bowl era. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what else is crazy is, you know who's first in passing right now?
Oh, it's Russell Wilson. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that both of them are 1 and 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It's interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna go with this Indianapolis Colts. Man, I'm like, despite like losing to them in week 1, like I thought things were gonna be a little bit better for the Dolphins against them. Like they look good. They look freaking good. Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, like he's balling out. Jonathan Taylor is looking like Jonathan freaking Taylor. Like he's balling out too. So I'm a fan of them. I think they have potential. I said in the week 2 picks that was like between these two horses in the game because it was the Broncos versus the Colts. I'm like, whichever horse wins this one, like, is gonna look like the real potential like playoff team going down the line. So that'll be interesting to see. We got a rematch of an NFC playoff game last year. We got the Los Angeles Rams at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm really excited for this one. We got 2-0 teams facing off, and man, Philly looks good.
Yeah.
They played well against Kansas City, and that's, nothing against or for Kansas City. But yeah, Philly, I mean, just finding ways to win. People are complaining that the Eagles are getting false starts on the tush pushes. That's up for debate. It's one of the hardest plays to officiate, to defend, and all that stuff in football. So, and no one does it better than Philly. So, like, I'm not for getting the tush push out. I think the officiating, if it's evident that they're getting a lot of false starts on it, or like they're getting jumps on the snaps, then yes, you have to officiate that better. That needs to be a fair playing field. But at the end of the day, you cannot eliminate a play just because one team can do it outstandingly better than everyone else. Now, the Los Angeles Rams, Stafford came into the season with questions about his back, and he has been playing pretty well. Yeah. And the duo of him and Devontae Adams looked pretty good. Devontae Adams made a nice big catch the other day.
He just didn't want to practice, bro.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's like 40 years old.
Yeah, dude,
Rogers
he's fine. Yeah, dude, we've seen the song and dance.
So we've seen all that stuff. But it makes it hard to pick this game because you have – is Kyron Williams healthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was seeing some stuff about Blake Corum. I'm like, what's going on?
Kyron's going to play.
Okay. All right.
He just hasn't been playing well.
It makes it even harder to pick this game. You have, like, at this point, you got to break it down by position. Which one do you like more? And the only thing that's really stunting me is the quarterback, wide receiver kind of debate here, right? Because, like, I believe in Jalen Hurts and his passing and the receiving group between him, Brown, and Smith, right? But you have Stafford, who's a pure passer. Like, the ball's going to be airing out. Now, are they going to be efficient with that and not have too many issues? That's, like, where the biggest toss-up happens aside of, like, who do you think is going to win these matchups? That being said, I got to go with the champs here. I got to go with the home team. I got to go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I think I'm going to go with the Rams here. I think that the Rams have been, somewhat of like I don't want to say a middle-of-the-pack team. They're very good, but I don't think they've shown us their fullest potential yet. And neither have the Eagles, but I feel like that the Rams are a little bit shown me more flashes of great than the Eagles have thus far. I think last week Jalen Hurts looked bad, man. He didn't look good at all. He was freaking it was almost a lame football. Like, it was a very boring game to watch.
I agree.
It was low scoring, almost a defensive battle, which, I mean, I don't really consider Kansas City to have a great defense or anything like that, but the offense was stale. It's not living up to his potential. Devontae Smith had a pretty nice catch down the sideline late, but even when he caught that big ball that they had, it seemed like, I don't know, that it was just almost like the DB kind of faked out halfway through or something like that. It was just always, the Eagles just find a way to win, man. Like, it might not look pretty, but at the end of the day, they're going to get that W. And, like, you saw what Chris Jones was saying at the end of the game to Jalen Hurts. You have less than 100 yards. Like, shut the fuck up. We got the W. And then took the knee, which is true. Like, that's just how the Eagles play ball right now. But I like the Rams a lot more. I think they have a lot of star power on their offense, and they have a lot more things going. So I'm going to go with the Rams for this one.
I'm going to go with the Rams. I agree with you. I got a lot of questions when it comes to the Eagles, and I've been wrong about the Eagles in seasons past. I mean, I was kind of out on them, last year, I think, before they made the Super Bowl run. So I've been wrong about them before, but there's a lot of question marks. I think the Jalen Hurts thing is kind of, it's a question mark.
It's like a game manager,
he only threw like 110 yards or something like that.
You can throw that shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, if like, he's proven it, but
I think there's question marks there. I think there's question marks on some of the characters they got on defense and keeping their cool and not getting kicked out of games and not causing terrible penalties. I didn't love A.J. Brown's comments either. I don't know. Did you see that?
No, what did he say?
He was pretty much like, the Super Bowl buzz wore off after like 2 days. He's like, I really just care about winning my matchups, which is like, it's good, like, for him to, like, be good and like to practice. Like it's probably good for his mentality, but I don't know. I didn't love the way he phrased that. It kind of seems like there's no I in team, kind of,
Yeah.
and he has not been getting the ball, and I know he's pissed.
Mhm.
So I don't know how happy he is there. Maybe he gets moved potentially. I don't know because that's what stars do now. But I'm gonna take the Rams. Stafford looks good. He just gotta not throw picks, and they win.
Mhm.
We can keep moving after this quick, but like that's like part of the reason why I'm going with the Eagles is just like, all right, they've been so stale per se or just like run dominant that like the offensive explosion has to happen sometime
Right.
soon.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they're gonna be people who we don't think they are. They are the defending champs. They're finding ways to win games, and like I understand like that's boring as hell, but I'm very much so the type of person like if we win, we win, dude. Like
Oh, I agree. If I'm a
take
fan of that
yeah.
team, like, listen, I'm like, we're 2-0. I don't
Mhm.
care. I told you.
Yeah.
We're freaking 2-0. We're the defending champs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And they were both gritty games that they had to grind out and get the win somehow, some way, and they came out victorious, and that's why I lean towards the Eagles in this situation. But man, like it is a little bit like deterring as a fan to watch or something like that. So, those are definitely things that you want to avoid seeing or whatnot. So, those are big things moving forward. But who wants to take us to this next game? I'll say Joey. Joey, you want to?
Sure, why not? Yeah, we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Washington to face off against the Commanders, who might not have Jaden Daniels in this game. He got a little shaken up in the game against the Packers on Thursday night. It was a knee injury, I think, so he didn't practice, I think, yesterday or today. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. I'm not really quite sure who their backup is. I'm going to go with the Commanders for now, but this game I might very much change my pick. The Commanders, they showed a lot of promise in the game on Thursday night, but there was a lot to not like more than there was a lot to like. I think that they got a lot of holes to fill in this second year with Jaden Daniels to really get comfortable around him in the offense and kind of build on that. They get a really good first year, but you got to be able to build on it because, I mean, anything worse than the NFC Championship that game for them this year is going to be a regression, and that's very big shoes to fill. So I guess we all kind of have to temper expectations when it comes to the Commanders. They might have a rocky road to the playoffs this year. We'll see, especially if this Jaden Daniels injury persists any further.
I'm gonna take the Commanders, and even if he doesn't play, I probably will still rock with them. Their backup's Marcus Mariota, so it's not like he's terrible. I mean, he's
Marcus
shown
Mariota versus Geno Smith.
Yeah,
What a game,
battle of the all-time backups, pretty much. Shout out Washington had some pretty big news late in the day today. They're officially moving back to DC.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying they're officially bringing the soul back home. I don't really know what they meant by that. That was kind of interesting, but. Yeah, they're officially going back to DC, so I think after big news like this, they deserve a big dub.
That's cool. That's cool. They posted a edit of Bobby Wagner as part of their pregame teaser for the Packers one, and he had a spear behind him, and they're the fans are like, I see what you're trying to do here.
Yeah.
I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's see if there's any rebranding alongside with that. They do have throwbacks coming out this year. They're the white throwbacks with the red pants. So they're not wearing them in this game, but I'm going to go with the Commanders. I like the Commanders with Jaden Daniels more than I like the Raiders right now. But without Jaden Daniels, I may flip-flop into the Raiders. That'll have to be a game-time decision for me. But right now, as it stands, I will go with the Washington Commanders. Moving forward, we have the New York Jets at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I was really, really excited for this game. Now with Justin Fields in the concussion protocol, it dampens that a little bit. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Bake and the boys in Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, I love it. I know you love it. You're a big Baker Mayfield fan. So and Chris, I would assume he's along the same boat as us. Man, Baker Mayfield finding ways to get the dub any way possible. I love to see that type of stuff from guys. You 4th and 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's manned up, and you freaking get the necessary yardage to get down. let's go. And then you get down the field and you make sure your team is in that position. And I think they manage the clock expertly. Like it was beautiful to watch that game-winning drive for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It was a little unsettling though. I'll say it was a little unsettling though.
Sure.
I was like, well, you got 3 timeouts. You can use them here.
Yeah.
You're just gonna let this shit tick away.
Yeah.
All right, you really think you're gonna get in the end zone? All right, you did.
Yeah.
Good job.
No, definitely. It was definitely like nerve-wracking. I'm not even a fan of this team, so I was just like, hey, what the hell? Like, what's going on? They are wearing their white creamsicles against the Jets in this one, so we're gonna see the little pirate boy right there. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see Tampa Bay just continue to progress. I think right now, 3-0 to start off the year, that's a big time for this team.
Yeah.
In a division where a lot of teams are wishy-washy, and 500 is like kind of like the standard for some of these teams, like the Saints and the Falcons. But man, Tampa Bay is looking good, and I think they have a lot to show up for.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay here too. Like you alluded to, I love Baker Mayfield. I always have ever since he came into the league. Think he's just like that dog mentality has just been coming out more and more since he's been with the Buccaneers. Literally gets hurt on the run, and then C.J. Gardner-Johnson's talking shit to him. He's like, "Oh, fuck that! You gotta talk shit back." And then they asked him about it in his press conference, and he's just like, "We don't take any shit. That's it. Like, period. Done." I love that mentality for Baker. I mean, the Jets just haven't looked good to play devil's advocate. I don't really know what Week 1 showed a lot of promises, I guess, offensively, but they did not in Week 2. So we'll see if they can battle here. But I think that Tampa Bay is a really good team, and I'm very excited for them to play like one of the other NFC's best. I think they play the Eagles next week, so that'll be pretty good.
That'll be fun.
I'm going to take Tampa as well. I wasn't a huge Baker fan coming in, but I do like him now. He is very good, honestly. I think he's probably easily like a top 10 quarterback solidified now in the league. And it's crazy that like the Browns just wrote him off, and now they're having this big issue with all their quarterbacks. They got like 5 on the roster. And it's like Baker probably would have worked out instead of paying Deshaun and doing all these other things.
Some franchises are just terrible. Like, you can't fix it. You can.
And just like the Jets, like I didn't know how many backup quarterbacks we'd be talking about, but here we are talking about Tyrod freaking Taylor, who probably shouldn't. I didn't even know. I didn't even know he was in the league still, honestly, until like yesterday, and when they pretty much announced Justin Fields in concussion protocol. I was like, who is the backup? It's not Zach Wilson anymore. So like, who is it? So I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Tyrod freaking Taylor, dude.
What are the odds? He's facing his initial starting quarterback when he came into the league. That's because Tyrod Taylor was starting for the Browns. They're playing the Jets. Oh, dude, this is crazy. They were playing against the Jets.
So good.
I wonder if Baker
goes down.
Thursday Night Football.
Dude, this is sick.
That was the game, bro.
Yeah,
that was so.
That was the Bud Light game. That was they opened up the fridges.
Yeah, that was the game, bro. I remember that game. I remember when I was doing that whole entire day. I can't even say it, bro. Like, that was just a game to be had, man. Like freaking A.
Oh shoot. All right, well, I'll keep us pushing to this next one, but that was quite the revelation. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the New England Patriots. Patriots are wearing their red throwbacks. Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, looked good Week 1. Week 2, not so much against the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, Patriots didn't get off to a good start in Week 1 against the Raiders. Week 2 gets a big-time win against the Miami Dolphins. Surprisingly, Steelers are favored on the road here. So that's got to mean something to the Vegas, to me, and a lot of other people, because I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I liked what I saw from them Week 1. I think Patriots take a step back in terms of winning and losing. I think they lose this one against the Steelers at home, unfortunately. But the fact of the matter is you can't contain a guy like Aaron Rodgers so much. And the fact that he didn't perform well in that Week 2 game means that he's due for one. And, you got to get the Steelers' offense going. I think they had a lot of mishaps, and that's kind of like what was their downfall against Seattle. But, man, I do like what Aaron Rodgers and this Steelers' offense could be. And if they play up to that expectation, then, yeah, I can see them walking away with a win here in New England.
Well, I think this is going to be a bad week for me because I'm going opposite of you guys on a lot. I'm going to rock with the Patriots. I kind of am buying into a little bit of the Drake May hype. I'm not going to lie. I love Vrabel as a coach, by the way. I think he's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. I think he's fantastic. Did you see him like running down the sideline with that one kick?
Antonio
like,
Gibson, yeah.
like that was pretty cool to see. And just a lot of the stuff he's been saying has gotten me feeling pretty good about him. Honestly, I think he was a big loss for Tennessee. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm not super confident that picking the end zone by Rodgers. One of them was not his fault. The other one was just bad. It was just bad. But so we'll see. I don't know. I haven't thought Rodgers has been good for like 4 years, honestly. So give me the Patriots.
I mean, the Patriots did
Fucking up here with the graphics.
Oh,
You guys keep going.
Lower fix.
You guys keep
It's
going.
all
You guys
good.
keep going. I'm messing up on the graphics.
No, but here's the deal, man. Aaron Rodgers, I love you to death. I'm probably gonna rock with the Steelers in this game, just because of him alone. But I don't think that the Steelers have been looking that good. Offensively, week 1, yeah, they showed a lot of promise. I mean, they beat the Jets. That was a cool statement W for Aaron Rodgers to get against his former team and then flex on all the Jets. Like he said in his press conference after the game, I was happy to beat every single person associated with the New York Jets. You got to love it, especially after Aaron Glenn comes in and goes, well, I don't think you're ready to play football and we're going to cut you. So, like, he had a lot going into that. Then, all right, the honeymoon's kind of over. Now we're kind of into the rest of the season, and now we're going to play real football. And then, all right, yeah, he's still kind of getting older and not that great. Patriots show a lot of promise. I said that they're like a really good young team and a hot tip on a long shot to win the division. Do not know about that anymore. Let's strike that from the record books. But I still think that they're a sneaky young playoff team. But I'm gonna go with the Steelers here.
I will say, like, the Patriots have a lot of potential. They're a young team, like you said.
Yeah.
Drake May is legit, or the Dolphins' secondary is absolutely putrid. One of the two, but I will say, like, I do like what I've been seeing from Drake May in his progression, and I've been saying, like, he's going to be one of those QBs right now this year to make that big step. And he's showing it in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, he didn't do too well against the Raiders, but, man, he knew how to light up the Dolphins, and that, like, counts for something, even regardless if a team sucks or not. Like, you're supposed to do that when you're facing those type of opponents, right? So, yeah, you got to give the kudos to them. They look good, but let's see. This one's a toss-up. I like Pittsburgh, but, man, the Patriots could go away and get a win here, and Chris got a leg up on us. But, Joey, what do we got next?
We got the Denver Broncos, who burned me in my freaking picks. Who won it because I was 15-1. I was about to freaking make an undefeated freaking week 2, but now we got the Denver Broncos traveling to Los Angeles to face off against the Chargers, who look like, I mean, probably one of the best teams in the AFC. I mean, a lot of people are really high on them. Justin Herbert is, he might be the favorite for MVP right now. He's freaking balling. I like what the Chargers are doing. The Broncos, there's a little bit of like what Chris was saying with the Jags. A lot of trouble in paradise over in Denver between Peyton and Bo Nix, who I'm not really sold on. I'm going to go with the Chargers, yes, because I love Herbert. I think that he's actually firing it to Quentin Johnston finally. Yeah. They're actually catching. He's in my starting lineup for a couple teams. He's actually really good. Picked him on the toilet in like the last round. I was like, why not? And you know what? It worked out. So, you know what? Shout out to them. I like what they got going on. The Chargers won freaking 11 games last year, man, and they're freaking still a good team, and they're going to keep that rolling into this year.
Yo, when I drafted him in this Dynasty League, didn't you guys give me like a loser?
Oh, yeah.
I gave you
like a loser sticker or something like that?
Yeah.
You guys clowned the hell out of me for that, dude. I'm going to take the Chargers because I agree with everything you just said. Herbert is probably the MVP favorite. And all these wide receivers are looking good. Keenan Allen is right back in the mix before he heads out for the end of the year soon. And
his pointy shoulders.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy, dude. Oh my
it's
god.
It's uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah, like really anyways, bad. I'm gonna rock with the Chargers though. This is a huge game though because if Kansas City can't win and they start off 0-3 and they're 3-0, that gives them a huge leg up going in to try to make the playoffs, which has been something they haven't been able to do with Herbert. And so I think it's a huge game. I think they get a big statement win at home. I don't really know what's going on with Denver. RJ Harvey did not look good last week. That was concerning.
5 carries.
Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe they have a bounce back game, keep this one close, but give me the home team.
You got to go with the hot hand here. You got to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, like Joey alluded to, looking like an MVP right now. My only concern with them is the second half stall outs. Like, great in the first half, man. Like putting up 14 points, like throwing on the run, finding a Keenan Allen, like in stride, the Johnson throw, like those are great. And then the second half comes around, and the defense is tightening them up. And I don't know if it's the game plan where they're going a little too run heavy, or just Herbert not executing on all cylinders, right? And like, dude, I get it. It's not easy to like be lights out each and every play, right? So it is what it is. But that is the next step to be the great player that he wants to be, and the team that wants to be great and be 3-0. I do believe they go 3-0, but I do also think like something needs to improve a little bit there so they can really progress and be that team that Chris was alluding to, that like they can be a playoff team and so on and so forth. But Herbert, third in MVP odds behind Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson currently. Okay. So, he is playing MVP and the potential is there, and I think the sky is the moon for them. I said that completely. Yeah, I said that completely wrong. But Chris, take us to this next game. I think this is the second 4 o'clock game.
We got the Saints going all the way up to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. I don't have any faith in the Saints. I'm going to go ahead and take the Seahawks. I've been looking at games for my pick 'em locks of the week. This might be a good time to pick the Seahawks, so we'll see. But yeah, they're a better team overall, obviously, and the Saints are pretty much tanking on this year. So give me the Seahawks.
My bad. Cooper Kupp got a little active last week, and he's looking like Cooper Kupp. So they got acclimated again last week. They lost a tough one against the 49ers in week 1, the Seahawks. And then the Saints keep on coming up short in these games. The last 2 games against the Cardinals and the 49ers. A beat-up 49ers, by the way. Let's not, be like, they play really good against
Purdy
49ers.
And Kittle.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was a beat-up 49ers, but still, they were in one possession game, and they had the ball with less than 2 minutes to go, and they could not come up clutch. The first one, Olave, Rattler threw Olave out of bounds, and then in the second one, Rattler fumbled. So, just unfortunate for the Saints. I don't think they get it done, though. I have a little more faith in the Seattle team, but who knows? I think this Seattle team could be one of those really wishy-washy teams and lose to people that they shouldn't and beat people that they probably shouldn't. It's really hard to tell right now at this point. But I like the Seattle 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks in this one a little better.
My thing is with the Seahawks is that they are not playing I don't know. The game against the 49ers was they were playing a little bit boring. Mm-hmm. And then their game last week against the Steelers, there was a couple what didn't the freaking guy for the Steelers let a kick go back in the end zone? They capitalized on that shit. Yeah. So they're finding ways to win and not really the most impressive ways. Granted it's a slow start to get guys like Cooper Kupp and Darnold going with each other again, but I don't know. I'm still gonna go with the Seahawks here just because of account of how bad the Saints are, but that doesn't mean that necessarily I'm very sold on the Seahawks. I think there's a long way to go for them here moving forward. But I'll keep it pushing to the next game. Someone in the Seahawks division, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, and another division rival, division matchup against the San Francisco 49ers here. 49ers not at full strength, don't have Brock Purdy, don't have George Kittle. McCaffrey's banged up, and I don't even know what the hell else they got. They got a slew of injuries over there. It's bad. Cardinals, on the other hand, they're 2-0 right now, and they've been winning some football games. James Conner's been getting into the end zone again. Kyler Murray's still running like a toddler. I've never been a fan of Kyler Murray or the Cardinals, but I do think that they win this game. I just think that they're a little bit more put together as a team right now than the 49ers are. And this might prove to be pretty bad for the Niners come playoff time when they got to win these, divisional and NFC matchups that are going to be crucial down the stretch.
I got to agree with you. I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals here. Pretty much everything you said. The big thing for me is the injuries with the 49ers. It's what made me switch off of them and pick the Saints last week. And now, same type of mentality. Now I know going into this matchup, they're already pretty banged up, right? So, like Joey said, they're a lot more put together, and it's just certain things that those are the big things for me. It's just if you don't have that continuity of the guys that you are going into the season with, I understand things change at any given moment in football. I understand that completely, but you gotta have that cohesive unit, and the fact that they don't have Kittle for the rest of the year, that's a big downer for me. And I'm totally out on the 49ers in terms of that sense. Once they get Purdy back, then my spirits will be a little bit more lifted. But until they get Purdy back full time, I'll be on the fence about picking them.
Give me Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
I'm going to rock with the Niners. I think everybody needs to pump the brakes on the Cardinals. I think they just beat the two worst teams in the NFL to start off the year, and the Panthers and then the Saints last week. Kyler does not look very good to me. I think he looks smaller than last year somehow. I think he should run the ball more because he's super fast and people can't see him behind his O-line, so he'll get like a little head start because the defenders can't see him. I don't think he's very good. He's not throwing it to Marvin Harrison Jr., which I used really high draft picks on in all my leagues pretty much. Definitely Dynasty have him. I don't think there's any chemistry going there for anything that they have going on. I think the Niners end up pulling off a win at home. They're one of those teams that, and Kyle Shannon's one of those coaches, it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is. I would say Mac Jones is very comparable to Brock Purdy, that he kind of just fit in. So I think it's Mac Jones' time, and he's going to get a win at home. One quarterback that I have no faith in is the Chicago Bears. We're hosting the Dallas Cowboys this week. Been thinking pretty heavily of using this as my pick'em game, lock of the week, and taking the Dallas Cowboys. I have no faith left in the Bears. I don't think there's any reason you think the Bears should win this game. Dallas's offense has looked awesome, and the Lions just dropped 50 on us, so we're not going to score 70 points, so there's no way we're winning this game. So I don't know how anybody in their right mind can pick. There's a lot of Bears fans that are probably listening. Sorry about it, but I can't in good faith pick this team. Maybe not for a good while, honestly. So we'll see, but they're losing this game. It's not even going to be close. I don't know how Dallas is only -1. It should be like 10.
Well, I mean, they're the road team, so they typically give the home teams 3 points.
I know,
so
but
right now,
should be
technically,
like
it should
10.
be Dallas -4 if we're being honest. But yeah, I mean, it's a pick 'em in terms of gambling and stuff like that. But man, like what Chris said, like this Dallas team is firing on all cylinders. Not on all cylinders. On the offensive side of the ball, they were able to, win a 40-point game against the Giants last week. But also, you give up 30-something points against the Giants. Like, what are we doing, right? So those are some things that you gotta take into question. The defense is not all there without Parsons, like we've seen that. But week 1, gutted one out against the Eagles. Yes, Jalen Carter got vetoed, booted before he even played a down. But still, but at the same time, like this Dallas team is showing up to play, and it's in opposite of what everyone was probably expecting heading into the season, just because of the Micah Parsons move. Which, yes, I understand. Like it is a big move, but at the same time, like one player is not going to make a whole difference. But all the ratings were saying, hey, they are arguably the worst defense in the NFL when Parsons is not on the field. So that's how you go into the mindset, right? But no, I like what the offense is doing. CD's catching footballs now, so that was a big thing.
Gloves.
Yeah, hitting the jugs machine too.
Gloves.
Yeah, so like big time. But this Bears team can't have that type of stuff happen against the Detroit Lions. You can't get 50 put on you by a division opponent. Like that's where you really draw the line. You can't have such a big point disparity between you and a divisional opponent. But who knows? I may be, eating crow next week when it comes to me and the Dolphins and the Bills. So, like, let me not get too far in that.
Listen, man, I think that there's going to be I think that everybody's trying to say with the Chicago Bears fans, like before they went into the season, there was a lot of high expectations with Caleb, the new coach. Everybody's very excited. Now, I think that expectations need to change. You need to take the game card out of the 64 and you need to put it back in. You need to reset a little bit here, okay? Ben Johnson today just said that what they're showing in practice isn't a championship football team. When your coach is saying things like that, the expectations need to tone down a lot. I think that the Bears are due for, obviously they're due, but at some point they're going to get a win that's going to put them back on track, you would have to hope. I don't know if it necessarily comes this week, or I don't know what's going to go down if they go 0-3. I think there's a lot of that fan base is starting to go in a little bit of a craze right now. They don't really know what to think with Ben Johnson. Is he good? Is he an actual leader of men, or is he just another Adam Gase? Is Caleb Williams just another slower Justin Fields? There's a lot of question marks with this team. I feel like this week is a good opportunity for them to get that win but I don't think it'll
I
come.
don't-
I'm gonna go get the Cowboys here, man.
I don't think a lot of people are out on Ben Johnson, to be honest with you.
Right.
I think everyone's out on Poles.
Okay.
I think everyone's out on all these draft picks that haven't worked out. That it's taken 4 years to rebuild a team, and this is what this roster is doing.
Yeah.
None of these guys are performing. It's too early to be out on a head coach, even after 3
agree.
games. Plus, I think our bye is week 5, so a little reset. I don't know if we're going to win a game before the bye, which sucks, but it's too early to be out on Johnson. I would say people are probably closer to being out on Caleb
Oh yeah.
than on Ben Johnson, but the people of Chicago are not patient, and they
No.
will not sit around and watch this team go like 5 and whatever again this year.
'Cause
or
Caleb,
4 and wins.
It's like he's giving you all the reasons not to like him either. I mean, I don't want to point it out, but everything off the field with the fingernails and all that shit, and whatever, it just fuels the fire. If he's good and he's playing good, it's like, okay, who gives a shit? But it's just like, it's just more stuff to say about him that's just negative on top of everything, and I don't know. It's almost really sad to see that. Like, I don't know why these number 1 picks just don't pan out.
Well, I mean, they're always going to arguably
Bad
the
teams,
worst
yeah.
situations in the NFL. Like, that's the reason they are the number 1 picks. Like Caleb, when he got drafted number 1, that was the Panthers pick, or was that your?
That
guys'
was our
pick?
Panthers pick.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like still,
So we've
but
had
you guys were like,
back-to-back.
what? You guys had like the 8th pick after that, so you guys were still in that realm. But they catered towards him having early success. With the Keenan Allen ad, with the Roman Duzay draft. But I think last week definitely falls on the defense. You can't necessarily be like, Caleb, why did you put another 50 points on the board? Like, come on, like the defense needed to stop him on a run.
It was
He
a tie
popped
game
off.
for a minute too.
Yeah.
It was 7-7 for a while. I kept looking at that scoreboard. I'm like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
We're holding
So
there.
so the game just broke open and got away from them defensively and offensively. They just couldn't keep up, and that happens in the NFL so often. So like I'm not entirely. Let's get rid of everyone. Maybe polls for sure. But I think you give Ben Johnson and you give Caleb Williams the benefit of the doubt. You got to give Ben Johnson and Caleb a whole full year.
Ben Johnson needs time. I mean,
Everyone's got to be better,
Yeah.
honestly, dude. Like we had like 12 penalties the first game and like 8 this game. Like everyone's got.
O-line's got to be better that they
Mhm.
invested in so much this offseason. That was
Yep.
going to be a new and improved O-line. Caleb's down on his ass more than ever.
Yeah. Well, Joey, take us to Sunday Night Football.
We got the Kansas City Chiefs, who are desperate for a win against the New York Giants, who are also desperate for a win. The Giants lost in a really bad way on Sunday. I thought for a second that Dallas lost. Then what was it, like 34 seconds left, and then Aubrey hits a 64-yarder to force overtime, and then Russell Wilson plays the freaking lights-out game of his life just to throw a game-losing interception. Go figure. Story of his freaking life the past couple of years. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs here just because I think that a win goes a lot longer of a way towards them than it would the New York Giants, especially in this game. If the Giants get a win here, that's freaking huge for them and that fan base. They're going to be freaking going crazy. 1-2 is not bad through 3 weeks for them. I mean, they've played some before the Micah trade and everything, Cowboys we all thought was going to be a loss. Giants played the Commanders week 1. We all thought that was going to be a loss too. That fan base has to be sitting there thinking that, okay, yeah, we're definitely going 0-3 to start the season. If they can go 1-2 to start the season, that fan base is thinking a little bit differently about this team a little bit. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Kansas City gets a much-needed win here. Mahomes and Kelsey need to figure it out because nothing's going right there. It's bad all around over there in Kansas City. I don't know. I think that the reign of terror might be coming to an end.
It might be bad all around for me this week. I'm taking the Giants at
Good for
home.
you.
I couldn't tell.
Good for you. I didn't have the strength to do
I
it.
couldn't tell you the last time I
did not
picked.
have the strength
I
to do
couldn't
it.
tell you the last time I picked the Giants, but I'm gonna do it. I think that defense is really good, and if there's one way to beat the Chiefs, it's getting after Patrick Mahomes and making him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that D line is really, really good.
Kariki's playing ball.
I think they will get after the quarterback. I don't really like any of the options that Patrick Mahomes currently has. It's very much like a Rodgers situation where
Mhm.
it's like, here's everybody, go out and figure it out
Yeah.
because you're the best player in the world.
Mhm.
I don't love that. I like you guys are saying. I think there's going to end up being friction there with this whole Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey era, and the
Mhm.
end of that. So I don't really like it. Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors are number one in receiving and passing. So I'm going to take the Giants to get a sneaky win. I think they easily could have been 2-0, like you were kind of saying.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of got killed the first week, but that was probably like a figure it out type week. And I liked what I saw from Russell Wilson. So let me take the Giants. I always like rocking with home teams. This one I'm not super confident in, but it could be interesting.
I feel like this game's going to be fun, man. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's going to be fun. It's going to be one of those games like, holy shit, they're still scoring? Like, what the hell's going on?
Well, let's talk about it. Did you see the Taylor Swift stuff?
No.
Did you see her walk into the game?
No.
They walked her with like a
the bulletproof, the thing.
No,
It was just like a foldable, like.
I don't know. People are saying like, why aren't they trying to show her? Maybe there's a little something going on. Maybe she's pregnant.
Lord.
So
Baby Kelsey. Here we go.
we gotta talk about
We
it.
got a couple
I'm
NFL
so
pregnancies.
over all
How about
that
Cardi
shit.
B? She just
Hey.
announced that she's pregnant today.
Stephon Kids.
Stephon Kids.
Yikes.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs here. It's like, dude, like 2 weeks in a row.
Thank you, Siri.
Thank you, Siri.
Siri, let us know what the hell is going on. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs. You can't go 0-3 if you are the Kansas City Chiefs. Like,
No.
that is just disastrous. Yes, if there was a team that could come back from that deficit,
I was
it
just
is
about
the
to
Kansas
say
City
that,
Chiefs.
yeah.
But you cannot, like, that shouldn't be the mentality. Like, oh, we'll be fine. Like, no, you got to get a win here against a team that you're supposed to beat, right? You got to get things right on track. I think, the options are there for Mahomes. You have Rice. No, you're not Rice yet. You have Brown. You have Kelsey, and you have Pacheco. Like, go out there and
Worthy's
perform.
hurt now, too.
Who?
Worthy's hurt, too.
Yeah.
so
I was
it's
gonna
just
say
like,
Worthy, but I know he's hurt.
Yeah.
But you have the guys there. You have those three need to be the offensive unit.
I
It
don't
can't
know
be
why
Mahomes
Hollywood's
just like
not
stalling
doing
out.
it,
Well,
like-
he did well in week 1.
Yeah, week 1.
Right.
So
like,
Pacheco's been really bad too. They
Yeah.
can't run the ball.
Exactly. He's getting
Did you
stunted.
see the t-shirts they wore?
No.
So like they're getting a lot of kind of criticism over it because like I'd say like a handful of players wear like free Rice t-shirts, and it's not like he got locked up for something he shouldn't have gotten locked up for.
Yeah, bro.
You know.
Yeah.
So people are saying it's a little inappropriate. Like he should. There's no free Rice. Like let him do his time and.
Yeah.
And he messed up, sure, but like
How get on your GM
Yeah,
for not freaking
yeah.
getting another guy in the building, bro. I
Yeah.
don't know.
yeah,
I
Should have
think.
kept D-Hop around, dude. He's freaking balling,
he
dog.
looks sick.
Yeah, we'll talk about him shortly, but
yeah.
I think the Chiefs need to get things back on track by just executing well offensively. The defense looks pretty good, and things got a little chippy between Thornhill and Jones because Jones broke outside contain against the Eagles late in the game, and it was a moment where the Chiefs needed it defensively, and they had it. Should that have not happened, and it's one of their best players making that mistake.
Yeah.
So Thornhill was like digging into him, and Jones is like, "Stop talking to me! Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
He probably was like, dude, you just cost us the game.
Yeah.
Like, sorry
I
to
don't
tell
care
you."
who you are, dude. Yeah,
exactly.
on the line.
And
bro.
I
Like,
respect that when
people
Thornhill
put
is
people in
a
their
notable
place.
defensive player on that team, but
Yeah.
he's not the guy. Jones is the guy, and
Mhm.
he's digging into Jones. You got warranted, right? So I like when I see stuff like that. I think the defense is there. Offense needs to step up, in my opinion, and that's like the big difference maker. And it's arguably one of the best players at the position in Mahomes, in the quarterback. He needs to be better.
Yeah.
So definitely hoping the offense snaps into it and hopefully gets things together. They're a touchdown favorite on the road. Like, what? That's the expectation we're going into it. Come
I
on.
think Vegas is seriously underestimating the Giants here, man.
I like the
they
Giants.
fucking score,
They're
bro.
putting the Bears better than the Giants right now,
Yeah.
basically. Honestly,
Yeah.
Like,
They don't play pretty football, bro, but they know what.
I don't know. I wouldn't even agree with that. I'd say the Giants are way better than the Bears right now, currently too. And it's.
I mean, I never said that. I never said that.
I think they are, honestly.
Don't put words
to
in
be,
my mouth.
To be fair, no, I'm just saying like this spread is a little crazy. To
Yeah,
me.
no, that's a big spread. And like, dude, honestly, if you're up on the Giants, if you're high on them, like, I would take the spread there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big time spread.
I think this game's gonna come down to like a field goal. I don't know about -6, bro.
Yeah, no, that's a big time difference. All right, let's get to the final game, and it is a Monday night showdown between the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. Man, get your popcorn ready. This should be a good one. Both of these teams have been coming out offensively, except for week 1 against the Packers. But aside from that, both teams are looking good. And, both teams 1-1. This is a big pivotal early matchup for both of these teams. So it would be really interesting to see who comes out on top here. You have the Baltimore Ravens who seem to have got it together. Just dropped one in Buffalo. Let's be real. That week one, letting them Buffalo come back in that one, that was tough. But you got to take that on the chin, keep moving. And one of our coworkers, Tommy, said it best. Ravens are due for this once or twice a year. Those type of games, like had it in the bag, and then let the opponent
Left
come
the
back in.
window open,
Yeah.
man.
So it is what it is. I'm gonna take them to win this one though, and drop the Detroit Lions down to what's it 1-2. So rough start for Detroit in my opinion. But Baltimore, I like what I'm seeing. They've been the more consistent team, but that offensive explosion kind of like, should you go with the Lions? But you got to go with the home team here, Monday Night Football. You got to go with the more sure thing, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. I think they have it all more put together at the moment, but, you could kind of say the same thing for the Detroit Lions.
I agree. I'm pumping the brakes a little bit on the Lions. I think they beat up on a Bears defense that is very injured and not very good, obviously. And a team that can't score the ball. So I'm pumping the brakes a little bit. I'm going to take the Ravens. I love this Ravens team. Like, this feels like a team that you draft, you ever do the drafts on Madden where you
the fantasy draft,
random players and you get a bunch of sick players,
the
especially
rebuild.
Especially the positional players. Like, that defense is scary. Like, if I was in the NFL, I'd kind of be scared about going across the middle against this team. Honestly, they hit and they hit hard, and everyone hits hard. I'm taking the Ravens. I don't know if you saw Lamar Jackson passed Aaron Rodgers for best all-time QBR rating in the regular season.
Shit, really?
Could drop after this game and go back to Rodgers, but currently is holding the best QBR. I mean, for all time,
right?
His whole career. Regular season for pretty good for a running back. So
I'm gonna throw the ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Ravens. That D-Hop addition is just filthy.
Yeah,
I love me D-Hop.
Yeah, I'm loving that too. I've always liked DeAndre Hopkins. He's still freaking proving it, man. He's great. I mean, in that week one against Buffalo, that catch down the sideline was unreal. One thing for the Ravens, I will say, the Jair Alexander signing, and that's kind of unfortunate, man. We kind of knew what we had going on there with Jair, and that he wasn't ever really healthy with the knee, and sure enough, inactive last week, probably not going to play again this week. Who knows when they'll see him again on the field. He's hurt, man. I don't know. I think he might be done. He was a big reason why the Bills got back into the game. Coleman routed him up a couple times and went downfield. So it's just sad to see there because I do like Jair, and I kind of wanted it to work out because I don't mind the Ravens and they're in the AFC. So whatever. But, yeah, I'm going with the Ravens this one. I'll be freaking – if I had a Lamar Jackson jersey, I'd wear it. I'm going to be rooting for these guys like they're the freaking Green Bay Packers on Monday night. If the Lions drop to 1-2 through 3 weeks, that's freaking massive moving forward, especially already having one divisional loss to us, which is – really big for a personal standpoint. But, yeah, I think that the Lions, I think I was saying this for a while, we kind of just need to temper expectations on them. And, if you go down and you punch the Lions in the mouth, you go up 2 scores on them, I don't care if it's 10 or 14, they're going to have a hard time getting back. And, they are very easy to get in the end zone. They are a high-scoring offense. They've proven that time and time again. But if you punch them in the mouth and consistently keep on top of it and keep playing every down as it's 0-0, even though you have a 2-score lead, you'll find a way to win against this team. But if you don't, they're going to come back on you. If you're the Ravens, you cannot do what you did to Buffalo. Mm-hmm. You cannot leave that window open. You have to keep being aggressive. And that's the type of team that you have to be when you're playing against Dan Campbell and the Lions. So I'm going with the Ravens, and it would be really cool to see the Lions 1-2.
Derrick Henry moving up the all-time NFL rushing TDs list, trying to get into the top 3, I believe. So he might do it this game against the Lions on Monday night. That would be pretty big.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a big Derrick Henry fan.
I love
that
Derrick
dude
Henry.
Is like a man amongst children, bro. I love it. He's a brick shit house, dude, and I couldn't imagine tackling that dude. So
When Ravens,
I would pay good money to see Chris
Oh my
get ran
God.
over
Oh
by
my
Derrick
God.
Henry.
I'd
Dude,
die.
Yeah, no, you probably would. My favorite picture is him standing next to Mark Ingram at like one of the Alabama games.
Huge.
Oh, dude, just absolutely a unit. But like on top of that, one of my more recent favorite pictures is the tweet of D Hop is like, how many TDs will this trio combine for? It's him, Derrick Henry, and Lamar, and then like every game they're quote tweeting and like currently 5.
Yeah, oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, so I think that's like one of those like cool, funny like social things that's been going on this season. It's just like
that.
when they cut to something like that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is great stuff.
Hell yeah.
But that pretty much wraps up our picks for week 3. I've been enthralled with this. This has been a great one this week.
Yeah.
So lots to talk about here. We had to unpack a lot since I was out of the town last week, but I'm really excited. Hopefully the Dolphins can get a big-time win tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football. Well, by the time this gets uploaded, probably tonight. But anyways, Thursday Night Football, Dolphins get a big dub, hopefully. Otherwise, McDaniel might be no longer the head coach of the Dolphins. That is my take. And it's a very popular one. It's a very common one. Boo, whatever. You know, it is what it is. Anyone wants final words?
Packers need a big-time W this week to move to 3-0. I wouldn't consider it a big-time W, but in the sense of they need to prove that they are, belt-to-assing this Browns team because, I mean, Ravens put up 41 points. I want to have that high expectation and do kind of similar because expectations have seriously shifted for this team ever since the Parsons trade, and they just got to keep staying healthy and get to that early bye week and then play the Bengals when I get to go see them.
I almost asked to work this weekend. That's how much I do not want to watch football, but it's a later game, so I wouldn't really be missing much anyway, so I guess I'm going to watch this one probably sat on my couch by myself. So not looking forward to it, but we'll see. Hopefully Inter Miami gets a win for me. I'm going to the game before. That's at least a winning team. So
there we go. That's how you do it. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching Week 3 of NFL Game Picks. We'll catch you here next week for Week 4. Peace out.